Hello artists, Dr. Dawn here. I'm going to talk about how to make your swatches for your pigments. It's very important that you know your own pigment lines that you use, and of course there's so many brands out there, there's no way you're going to be able to use every single one of them. But what I'd like to do is every time you get a new line or any new pigments, you immediately want to make yourself a swatch. I have found that the paper plates actually hold better color and they don't get messy and smeary like the actual art paper does. So I was going to show you those two differences and kind of explain a little bit about my color swatching and what I look for when I'm thinking of brows especially. So these are some different brands right here. Here's a color swatch from a particular brand called Ya, and it has their eyebrow colors that they have right here. This is a swatch that also is from Ya Dye that is their lip colors. You can see there's quite a variety of colors right here. And then this one here I just wanted to show you is where I basically color blend and I play with like my ombre. So here's where I'll take some color swatches and I'll blend the pinks and that out ahead of time on the plate. That way, when I have a client in front of me and I'm looking for a certain kind, I'll have already played with the way I want to blend it. So, you know, you got to spend some time with your pigments. You've got to paint, you got to play with them, you got to fiddle with them. And remember that doing this is actually part of your job. Just like a basketball player shoots hoops for hours, just like a an ice skater does a lot of drills, any profession where somebody is a master at something, they have to do drills and they have to keep doing. Part of your drills is playing with your pigment. So this is not just an alternative like, you know, I think a lot of artists, for some reason, they don't think they have to do this. They feel like they can just grab it off the thing and just use it, and then they wonder why they don't get amazing results. It's because they're not taking the time to play with their pigment. So especially with the lips, this is a lot, and plus it's a lot of fun. Just put some music on, get your pigments out, and make sure you look at them. Now you're gonna see lots of crazy colors too, okay? Every line has some colors that you'll never use, but they're sure fun to play with. So there's that swatch right here. This is another brand. This is a brow one called Brony, and you know, their swatches for their brows and their lips as well. And you can see some of them are very dark, very intense. Those are ones you're gonna wanna dilute potentially, but this is a great way. So I just get paper plates at the store and I just stack them. And the nice thing about the plates is they stack nice and thin and they stay nice and orderly. Okay, but also you can use these right here, which are the ones that you buy. These are art papers, right? You know, you buy a pack of them and you can just, you know, they're for painting and drawing and stuff. But what I've noticed with them is they do smear quite a bit. I mean, look at that, right? So you're going to end up with something that is going to be messy over time. However, these are not for your clients to see. All right, these are for you, so it really doesn't matter. You can make yourself a binder if you'd like, but you're not going to show your clients these because they're not going to understand what the color is. You're going to use it for yourself. Remember, we teach in class, you're always going to put the color on their face to confirm and choose 3 brow colors. You're not just going to take it out of the bottle and assume that it works. Now, this is a line called Ever After, and you can see all the varieties of different brow colors I have. The other thing is, if for those of you that are going to do my scar and trauma class eventually, which I'm sure all of you will, we can also use some of these colors for different pigments in the skin. One thing I want you to remember is brow is not only for brow, okay? Pigment is pigment. It doesn't matter what you're using it for. Whatever that color is that you need to use, you use it. You don't only have to use brow color for brow. You know, there's a lot of things that you can do. Even areola, right? For Fitzpatrick, you know, 4, 5, 6, you could use some of these for areola colors. So, you know, just because you buy one line doesn't mean you're going to have to buy areola colors separately and lip colors separately sometimes. You know, you can use these for multi-purposes, okay? So this is one line right here. I just want to show you this. Here's another line by Brony. This is their lip colors. So you can see they're really well known for really nice rosy nudes. They kind of cornered the market in the nude lip, and I love it because they create a beautiful one. They've got a lot of very bold, intense colors, and you do need to dilute them if you're a beginner, especially with the brow ones, okay? So make sure that you remember that if you do start using them. This one is also Ever After again. This is some of their nudes and camos. I like to have them all here because that way I can, when I'm not sure, I can just grab these immediately and take a look. This one is called Cura. or Colora, sorry. They're not a brand that I particularly use. They sent me some samples and I just wanted to play with them. So, you know, I might find one color out of a whole line that I like. Like this one up here, I really like this creamy rose. So this one up here I would use if I want to nude out a lip and I want to maybe add a base color for some other thing. But I probably wouldn't necessarily use the pink pepper. To me, it's a little maroon, which I'm not a fan of. But that's what you do. You know, you'll find what you like. Now this is blush to bold. You can see how messy this paper is. But like I say, every good artist, when you look at their art studio where they're painting, it should not be pristine because that means they're not doing anything. So if you've got everything so perfectly clean all the time and looking like perfect, that you're probably not even looking at it anymore. But again, like I said, your plates will keep it much cleaner. So use the paper plates instead. But you can see the blush to bold line. Wow, this is great for blondes, huh? Blondes, redheads, Fitzpatrick 3, 2, 1. They have great colors for all of those. Lots of taupes, lots of like warm caramels. You got like camel colors in here, things that you could really use for your Fitz 2 and 1s and high and low 3s. So I would use that brown for that. The other thing about this brown though is it is kind of creamy. You do need to water it down. Now we're getting into permablend, which a lot of people know. And you can see this is espresso, brunette, so they're very, very cool colors. They do have a golden brown that I like, but it tends to not look as bold when you're working on a human. So with permablend, what I've noticed is with their brow colors is that they can tend to cool. They can get in pretty good and they're in powerful colors, but they can cool with time and get a little ashy. So maybe add a buffer. But this is the great thing about doing these swatches is that you can see this firsthand. Here's Brow Daddy. A color line that I also like. Some of this colors I use, some I don't. Like I said, every brand I use what I want. And you can also use things for your eyeliner. So Tokyo Black is not like a jet black. That could be great for like a lighter eyeliner color for somebody. I really love this, this one here, Toffee Dream. I think that's a really nice rich color. This one here called Rogue is a little on the kind of, it's got a little bit of that purpley magenta in it, I want to say. And it's got a little bit kind of a red base undertone. So this is great when you swatch these out and take a look at them, okay? But remember, we're always going to practice on the person's skin because that is super, super important that you see it on their flesh, not on a piece of paper. And then here again, Ever After, they have lots of lip colors. They have some really good nudes, but honestly, I wouldn't use these nudes on the lips. So their nude lips are not what I would use on people's face. I would use these more in maybe camouflage, areola for my Fitz 4, 5, 6. Maybe add it and blend it, but I definitely probably would not use these on the lips straight for sure. Now you may want to blend it, but this one in particular, Fairy Tale, that's got a very purple undertone. I'd be very careful with that. Only use that probably, I wouldn't say, maybe on a Fitz 6 who wanted more of that burgundy dark lip color that can be popular in some cultures, but other than that, I don't think I'd use it for anything. So like I said, I hope this exercise helped you, give you my thought process on things. You know, we're here to help you as an artist grow and learn. And if I can share any tips and tricks that might, you know, help you a little bit in this very complex color, you know, area, I'm happy to help. So remember, make your color swatch. Any color you get, you always want to swatch it out. All right, see you in the next video.